Good evening, everyone. So golf legend Tiger Woods was arrested on DUI charges after he flipped his car. Police say the crash could have been worse, but Tiger is only half Asian. Despite his repeated crashes, Woods says he won't hire a driver because he doesn't want anyone to know his whereabouts, meaning his girlfriend and his other 3 girlfriends.
All in one.
Court documents revealed that YouTube employees admitted their goal was to get viewers addicted. Well, they'll never be able to accuse Fox of that. Not with this guy on the payroll. He's our Narcan. Trump spilled details about a massive doomsday bunker being built under the new White House ballroom. It's not for a nuclear war, he says. It's for Don Jr. to shelter in place in case Kimberly returns.
Oh, wow.
Hey, she's in Greece. To aid the war effort in the Gulf, the U.S. is considering deploying SEAL Team 6. And if that doesn't work, they might even send in Whale Team 4. For Easter, Costco is offering a 10-pound chocolate bunny for $140. It's apparently so expensive because it takes 3 workers to hold the bunny down while it's smothered in chocolate. That's my favorite joke. The Bidens have adopted 2 rescue black labs, while their son Hunter has rescued a meth lab.
Totally redeemed yourself.
And finally, Women's History Month is approaching its end. Women claimed it was a great month, except for 4 horrible days.
What?
Anyway.
On flow?
So, the No Kings protest popped up across the country this Saturday. It's the only place where a man in a dress can scream, "My body, my choice," next to a Hamas supporter who would gladly trade him for 3 cows. There were hippies, Marxists, Hamas lovers, Antifa thugs, shrieking geriatrics, and assorted pervs playing dress-up. So what got all of them there? Well, money. At heart, these anti-capitalists still get out of bed for a buck. According to a Fox Digital report, this grassroots movement is actually backed by 500 groups with a combined $3 billion in revenue. George Soros' pet project, the political advocacy group Indivisible, took the lead. But also behind the protest was a network of radical socialist and communist organizations funded by an American commie tech tycoon living in China, which means those grassroots are as organic as that thing on Maxine Waters' head. Not very. But still, after all the dancing hippos and aging singers have gone home, Trump is still president, and Biden and Harris are still not. And even those protesters know Trump didn't inherit the throne. He became only the 2nd president to serve non-consecutive terms after Grover Cleveland.
Even Cleveland.
But it's not about being right, it's about being seen. And what did you see? 3 groups, celebs, politicians, and the crazies they egg on. From the first group, a has-been actor has to look down 10 times at recipe cards to give what was supposed to be a 30-second heartfelt speech. I mean, how can this be happening?
How can this be happening? Look at the power of the No Kings National Uprising. Look at the power of the No Kings National Uprising. Afraid of Trump? Please. No, they should be more afraid of us.
Man. This guy is so dumb, he got brain damage from playing a boxer. Then there's John Lithgow, who couldn't make it outside, but that didn't stop him from humiliating himself.
I figured I would recite a poem that I wrote about 6 years ago in a book I released back then called Trumpty Dumpty Wanted a Crown. Trumpty Dumpty wanted a crown to make certain he never would have to step down. He wanted a robe made of ermine and velvet, the Constitution, he wanted to shelve it.
He used this moment to plug a book that's 6 years old. And John, I'm probably going to be the first person to tell you this. It sucked. You're not Cat in a Hat. You're more like douchebag in a helmet. Of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was hard
A lot
stuff.
of rage in there.
Oh, man.
Rage, Greg.
I hate John Lithgow. Of course, you had Tim Walz pledging his undying love to his core constituents, Somali scam artists.
I will add a special thank you and a special acknowledgement that we will never leave the side of our Somali Minnesotans. Here's our pledge to you. Our Somali Minnesotans, your great-grandchildren will still be here when that orange clown is in the dustbin of history. You will be here.
Well, you will be here. That's great news. I guess your great-grandchildren will still be learning the alphabet. But I know what you really want, the required montage of future MS Now anchors.
No death camps on American soil.
No cats?
No death camps. So they can shove it up in little tushies and smoke it.
It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. Sacrifice yourself, attack, put your white supremacy back. We are resistance grannies, we're tearing off their panties.
Holy What is that? I mean, I'm not even sure Sherrod would hit that.
I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't even hit that with Sherrod's. It could reach.
Of course, there was violence. In L.A., protesters hurled rocks at cops and tried to breach the gate of a jail. One sprayed a federal building with a message that advocated killing ICE officers. In Portland, they broke through ICE facility gates and burned American flags. And everywhere the communist hammer and sickle was proudly waved. No surprise, the Communist Party of America was a co-sponsor of the event, along, of course, with billionaires overseas. So yes, this entire movement backed and cheered on by celebs, media figures, billion-dollar organizations, politicians, and our global adversaries. But somehow this protest is the little guy fighting the king? Right. Here's the truth. Life in this country is so good that its resident goofballs can don costumes and scream about it being their own heads. Their resolution cannot ID who sits down when they pee. House Democrats in Pennsylvania shelved a resolution that would have honored March as National Women's Month after a Republican male lawmaker asked to include the definition of the word woman in the bill. Roll it, Leslie.
Resolution recognizing the month of March 2026 as Women's History Month in Pennsylvania.
Will the House agree the resolution? Representative Bernstein offers A, 02716. Will the House agree the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this amendment is very straightforward and clear. It defines what a woman actually is because we do know what that is. Thank you.
The resolution is temporarily over.
Wow. That was our video of the day. So the bill was supposed to celebrate the extraordinary accomplishments of women, but these people couldn't even do that because women were scared of other women who would call them out for embracing men who think they're women.
What's a woman?
Shut up, Sherrod. One thing's for sure, these women will not be celebrated for anything extraordinary except their cowardice. Good evening, everyone. President Trump's son, Eric, released stunning renderings of a 47-story skyscraper for his presidential library. One floor will have books, and the other 46, slot machines. And get this, he's already accepting applications for librarians. Yeah, wow. A Canadian woman who visited the emergency room for back pain was offered euthanasia. After hearing the news, Bill Clinton asked Hillary if she wanted to go to Ottawa to pick up his anvil.
Not the anvil.
Turns out that the Secret Service agent who accidentally shot himself while protecting Joe Biden had shot himself in the buttocks. When she heard the news, Dr. Jill said, "Great, another butt with liquid pouring out of it."
That's just nasty.
It is nasty. A man skied across an asphalt parking lot at 69 miles an hour. Not intentionally, he'd just been clipped by Tiger Woods' SUV. A Kentucky representative wants to have a statue built of Mitch McConnell in the state capitol. I thought they already had one. It's Mitch McConnell. The 4 sheep that were reported stolen from a Holiday Inn in Indiana have been found. This is great news for sleepless hotel guests who feared they might not have anything to count. After it attacked its owner, a police officer shot and killed a zebra. Depending on where the bullet hit, he could be charged with a hate crime.
I like that one.
And finally, author J.K. Rowling stunned fans by saying she always thought of one of her characters as gay and said there will be more clues in her new book, Harry Potter and the Disappearing Goblet.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. So if you thought No Kings was hilarious, it's time to look north.
Is up with America's hat?
The new Trump library unveiled. Cat, so exciting. Eric Trump released that video on Monday of the proposed Trump presidential library to build along the waters of Miami. It will be a, quote, lasting tribute to the Trump's legacy. It will rise 1,000 feet into the air, feature a full-scale Air Force One plane, an Oval Office replica. Have you ever seen a more presidential library?
Wait, you missed the best part.
What?
Or isn't it supposed to also potentially be a hotel?
Is it?
I thought I heard that. Am I making that up?
It should be.
Am I making that up?
I haven't heard, but that sounds great.
Somebody was saying that it was going to maybe be a hotel.
That makes sense. It's 47 floors.
Which I am also surprised that more things aren't hotels.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it looks exactly like you would expect
Yes.
the Trump library. You look at that, you don't see library.
No.
But you do see Trump library / hotel.
Exactly. An unidentified handcuffed woman in Michigan, my favorite kind, pulled off the unthinkable, wriggling out of a police cruiser's open window and escaping, totally unnoticed, except to the man filming the whole thing. Roll it, Antoine.
Listen, look. Don't tell him nothing. Don't say Damn. Oh my God, this is live. They don't even see. They don't even see. They gonna kill her. They gonna beat the out of her. Look, 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 look. Look, look, look. Y'all seen it live. This is live. Oh my God.
She got back to my hotel room just in time. But you don't see something like that every day, a woman who can fit through a window. Second video comes from the Miss Grand Thailand beauty pageant, where one contestant lost her fake teeth mid-speech. Watch. Let's see that again in slow motion. A toothless beauty queen. What's the downside? Happy Wednesday, everyone. So today is the first day of Passover. And to mark the occasion, Tiger Woods crashed into a menorah.
Wrong holiday.
And Don Lemon sat on a dreidel. Also, it's April Fool's Day. So I did what I do every year. I told Jesse Waters he's smart. There are concerns that soldiers have leaked secret battle plans to strippers. Well, you know what they say, loose lips. A bottle of wine from 1945 sold for a record-breaking $812,000. Wait, wine comes in a bottle? Asked this woman. Now they needed the comfort zone. Don Lemon says he thinks he could be president. And get this, if he'd win, that would make him the second gay black president. Oh. Dozens of lives were at risk when pilots mistakenly contacted New York's JFK air traffic controllers while trying to land at LaGuardia Airport 10 miles away. That reminds me of the time I sent a text intended for Brit Hume, but accidentally sent it to Kilmeade. And I had to tell Kilmeade to put his clothes back on and go home. And finally, a federal judge struck down President Trump's executive order to cut off funding to PBS. Thank God. Big Bird can finally stop blowing Bert and Ernie for beer money. There are a lot of winners in that bunch.
Dumbest man in America.
Crime is rising as they defund police.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. We went out and had a great dinner in New York City tonight. The president is a racist and he is a demagogue.
Don thinks he could be president.
People are going to think I'm crazy. This is going to be the headline and people are going to laugh about it. I think I could be president of the United States. I could definitely run this country better than Donald Trump. Why can't I think about running for office? Why can't I think about being president of the United States when, look at what we have. But also, I'm not a white man. And the rules are different for me. White men get away with way more than, women or black people or any minority.
Wow, he must have missed, Kat, this guy that ran twice and won. I can't remember his name.
O.J. Simpson?
Yes, that's right. Canada prescribes death for back pain. Tyrus, it was only a matter of time. An 84-year-old Canadian woman went to the ER in Vancouver for a back injury, and the doctor suggested euthanasia because she was 84. Isn't this what we expect at this point? It's like, it's the first... have you thought about killing yourself? Gen Z crybabies at work. Kennedy, I'm getting tired of these stories about Gen Z, but here goes. This is according to the New York Post. Working 9 to 5 is just too much for Gen Z employees. That's people in their 20s. And they use their breaks to take naps and cry. All right, do you buy this? Do not talk to strippers. Jamie, I've told you this a million times. San Diego stripper known as Charm Days, isn't that a great name? Charm Days, is reportedly snitching on U.S. soldiers, revealing that troops heading to the Middle East have been spending big on dances and sharing top-secret deployment dates. What the hell is this stripper doing? Should she be court-martialed?
I'll tell you the truth, Greg. I deployed during a lap dance once and I was asked to leave.
Yeah?
Good evening, everyone. So the crew of the Artemis II is on their way home. Yeah. But before splashing down, the rocket will do a 1 full orbit around Joy Behar. When the astronauts were asked what's the first thing they're going to do when they're back on Earth, they said, take a huge dump. President Trump also personally called the astronauts, where he expressed his disappointment saying he preferred astronauts who land on the moon. According to a new study, the number of words people speak every day has been falling for years by an average of 338 words per day. And no one's more excited than all men. That's who applauded. A Caribbean Airlines crew helped a passenger give birth mid-flight. Officials say it marked the first time a male flight attendant saw a vagina. It's my favorite joke of the week. According to a study, Gavin Newsom's rail project is now expected to cost $126 billion. But they hope to make up the money by raising the price of each ticket to $1 billion. Police say legal loopholes are letting a couple drink, have sex, and defecate on the sidewalk in New York. What's the loophole? They can drink, have sex, and defecate on the sidewalk as long as they continue hosting Morning Joe. The U.S. has experienced 24 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. In a related story, Rosie O'Donnell is visiting from Ireland. This is a crazy story. California's workman's comp even covers ailments like erectile dysfunction. But who hurts their penis at work? Well, besides me, that time I tried to do the weather with my penis. And finally, CBS announced The Late Show will be replaced by Byron Allen's Comics Unleashed. Yeah. ABC, however, is claiming copyright infringement on their show Dogs Unleashed. All right. Boston fights swords with sympathy. Joe, Boston police sent a mental health clinician with cops to talk to a delusional man having a mental breakdown. But the suspect was shot and killed by police after he knocked down the clinician and stabbed a cop in the arm with a sword. With a sword. Do you think it was wise to lead with a social worker when you're facing a deranged man with a sword? Office trials are the future, cat. In the age of AI, which I guess has screwed up resumes, many employers are choosing a show your work approach for potential hires. That means bringing them into the office for week-long real-world skill tests. Could you have gotten hired anywhere if that was available back then when you were looking for a job? And I say that in the nicest possible way. Idiot defaults on student loans. I love this story, Charles. A 37-year-old woman, aren't they all, fled to Prague, which is not in America, after graduating with a master's degree in historic preservation to avoid her student loan because it was psychologically burdensome. The student loan was $60 a month. And that was, these were, by the way, these are the people that we were going to pay out as when we freed their loans.